All right, so this is the second video I'm doing on my Honda CRF250F. I kind of did a first impressions video already, and this one I'm just going to focus on the lighting kit that I put on this bike. So as you can see, I have the headlight kit, which I need to peel the sticker off. As DC input sticker that is on there. That's from Baja Designs. I have the harness, which is here, also from Baja Designs. And then I have this AMX taillight, which is very discreet yet very bright. And the cool thing about this is a direct replacement for the entire rear fender, and it is made specifically for this bike. So I didn't do an install video on this because it's very easy to install. I don't think it needs an install video. It's extremely straightforward. I did it start to finish in my shop in 45 minutes. From me walking out there to all my wrenches away and testing it for the first time was 45 minutes. Very straightforward. If you have any mechanical prowess at all, you will not have an issue putting this kit on. Another thing I added was a cell phone mount. This one happens to lock as well. Has a lock right there on the back. It doesn't move at all. Unlock it and it goes back in place. So that's another upgrade that I've made. It's a little off topic, but that works great, especially if I have my speedometer or my maps up for when I'm riding trails. But let's get back to the lighting kit. So let's kind of start at the back of the bike, because this is where I started. When I installed the kit, I installed the taillight first. So as you can see, it's an entire fender piece. It comes off with those bolts back there, and this is your wire, and you can just kind of skirt this along. It's all plug and play. You can just skirt it along the frame and tie wrap it in place. And then there's this nice little opening for under the seat where you can go and connect to the battery right there. Extremely easy to install. When you come around to this side of the bike, you take off this fairing right here, this piece of plastic. It's one bolt, and then it's got a couple clips that hold it in here. And if you take this off, your battery's right there. It is plug and play. It has a couple terminal adapters on there that bolt straight onto the terminals on the battery. And you just, when you're ready to send power to your kit for the first time, you bolt and unbolt those and put them right on. I mean, it's super easy. The rest of the harness I ran up here along the stock harness that's in here already. I tie wrapped it up. That's not a tie wrap I put on. That's one the factory put on. There it is. You can see where I ran it, just up along the inside of the fairing here. And then I used the excess. I coiled it up here. These are your plugs for your headlights. Right here. And the plug for, I believe this is the power that goes back to the battery. Everything's right here. Just tie wrapped it to the main harness right here. Just kind of folded it and tie wrapped it real nice. Sits real nice right there. I might put another one on there in the future. Right there, just kind of snug it up a little bit. Super easy to install. The back was just a couple bolts. The front is just held on by these rubber straps that go on your stanchion tubes on your fork. They go right on. Absolutely no problem. They say they might be a little stiff, but I did not have an issue. They just went right on. It was a super easy install. So there you have it. That's pretty much it. When you take the front number plate off, this comes with number plates as well if you want to put a number plate on there. I'm personally not going to do that. I like the solid red, matches the bike. But if once you take the number plate off, it just sits right in place. It's excellent how well this kit works. Another thing I will say, get the DC light. These bikes do not have alternating current. They are direct current. So make sure you buy a DC input light if you piece this kit together. However, you probably won't have to do that because I'm going to shout out hyperlitemoto.com. Now, I am not in any way, shape, or form affiliated with Hyperlite Moto, but if you own a CRF250F, they sell everything you need for these bikes. They are probably the best aftermarket support that you could think of for the CRF250F or the 230F for that matter. So that's the headlight taillight kit I put on here. Did that because we're going out to the Hatfield McCoy trails here coming up in a month, at the end of November. And when I'm sharing the trails with UTVs, side-by-sides and other ATVs and other riders, I want to be visible. I want to be seen, especially at the end of November. Days are short, days are dark. I just don't want to get run over by some guy on a side-by-side going 80 miles per hour. So I put this lighting kit on there to make sure I'm seen. And I think the bike looks so much better with that lighting kit on there. It just does. It looks so much better. So that's an upgrade I highly recommend. If you, or if anybody rather, wants me to do a more in-depth video, I can take panels off. I can show you how everything bolts on. I can kind of do an install video, even though I think it's pointless. It's super easy to put on. Just hit me up in the comments. Just let me know. This is the first video that I'm thinking that has been done on this specific headlight taillight combo kit that is sold at hyperlitemoto.com. The whole kit's about 300 bucks, comes with everything, or it's a little over 300 bucks. It was 315 or 319, something like that. The whole kit, and it's an excellent kit. Now, one thing I will say it does not have a brake light. There's no brake light on this kit. I think there is a way, there's instructions where you could set up a relay and you could have a brake light put on if you want to make your bike street legal. And I might do a video on that later on. We will see. I'm not interested in doing it right at the moment. Like I said, if you're interested in seeing that, hit me up in the comments. I'm going to do a lot more videos on this bike. I know I've said that about things in the past on this channel. I got some pretty cringy videos from a long time ago when I was a lot younger, which I highly recommend you don't watch because they're pretty terrible. But I plan on actually doing kind of a build series on this bike. Definitely more on the amateur side. I'm not an awesome video editor. This is definitely going to kind of be more point of view. I might do some install videos. We will see. It's kind of new to that kind of format. So we will see if I go ahead and do that. But those are just the two upgrades I've made to the bike so far. The headlight taillight kit and the cell phone mount. This cell phone mount, I can put the link in the comments. I might be able to put it in the description. It's a very inexpensive cell phone mount on Amazon. Again, not affiliated with any of these people. I'm not getting a kickback from it. These are just things that I've discovered to make people's life a little easier. Another thing I forgot to mention, this is the on-off switch for the headlight taillight. Before I exit the video, I might as well put this in here. So I can turn the lights on and off without the key being on because it is hooked up directly to the battery. So there's the light. It's extremely bright. I think it's around 1350 lumens. It's very bright. And there is the taillight, also very, very bright. Very minimalistic, yet very bright, especially in the woods. Definitely a way to be seen. And this whole light I just ran up with the brake lines and the throttle cables. I ran it up here through this little, I don't know what you would call that, little wire organizer, and just tie wrapped everything in place. This clamps right on the bar. I did want it on this side of the bars originally, but I put my cell phone out there and I didn't feel like moving it. So I feel like that's not a terrible spot for it. It's near the starter button. It's a little out of reach. If I ever do make this bike street legal, I'll probably relocate it to this side of the handlebars where it would be if you were to buy a street legal motorcycle. It'd usually be on the left side of your bars, but we'll see. I'll get there if I get there. I just wanted to get this kit on and get it working and make sure it works for when I do my trip out to West Virginia. So that's all for this YouTube video. Like I said, comment, like the video if you want. If you have any questions, any concerns. I'm doing more videos on this bike. Like I mentioned already, I've got some other stuff I'm going to get. I got some bar risers I'm going to get to pick the bars up to relax the angles a little bit more. I got some exhaust stuff coming for it. I got a bunch of pieces and parts coming. Some suspension upgrades that'll get made so the bike can handle my heft. But that's it. So I guess we'll see you next time, YouTube.